Hi everybody, welcome back to the Retro Ghetto, and today with the help of some very, very special guests, we're going to be discussing full set collecting. Cut the intro, we've got too much to get through today. Viewers of the channel will know I've been going for a full set collection, and it's become apparent to me whilst I've been documenting the journey that it's quite a divisive subject. So what I've done today is I managed to amass a full set of sorts in some of the greatest YouTubers from both sides of the Atlantic to give their thoughts on the topic. I'm going to give my thoughts at the end of the video, some of which may surprise you. Sit back and enjoy.
Retro Ghetto. Collecting a full set of games for any console is an epic undertaking, but one that is amazingly rewarding. You'll learn so much about the console you choose to collect for. You'll meet a ton of new people, make new friends, and you'll get the chance to build an awesome collection. It's an amazing journey to go on, and I'd recommend it to anyone, but you need to be aware of a few things. Collecting a full collection often turns out to be a massive rabbit hole. You'll follow one path, dead set on collecting something, and before you know it, something else will crop up. You'll learn something new about the collection, and then you'll go off that path and you'll start collecting for that as well. And before you know it, your collection starts to balloon. So before you set off, make sure you've got a good sense of what you want to go for. Also remember, collecting is not a race. You don't have to get everything straight away. The best thing about collecting is meeting new people and just getting to understand the collection. And the best way of doing this is just taking your time. If there's a game that's a little bit out of your price range, just wait. Another one will come along and you can pick that one up. It's so much more enjoyable if you take your time to build the collection. If you get everything in 6 months, it will be over. That's it. Your journey's done. Let it last. Take your time. Enjoy collecting games. Retro Ghetto.
Response to this video about full set collecting. Yeah. It's something for a hot second we decided we thought about
it a couple different times. I thought about complete NES collection for like a hot minute, and then we both hummed and hawed about original Xbox collection. And for us, ultimately, it came down to our space.
Yeah.
And when you get into either one of those, like I know the original Xbox collection is over 800 games.
Oh God, yeah.
And a space that I have dedicated to my original Xbox can only hold about 250, 260
maxed out.
Yeah, and so.
Do you know what I do like though? I wouldn't mind a Xbox exclusives set.
Absolutely.
Like the exclusive sets are a little bit more appealing to me, but
because that's the only way you can play them.
Yeah,
right?
That's exactly. So that does hold some appeal to me, but you know what? At the end of the day, whatever makes you happy.
Oh,
right?
fill your boots.
Yeah, it's your collection.
Yeah.
You should be happy with what it is.
I know Retro Ghetto's going for a Wii U collection,
yeah,
and that's pretty cool. This is not a huge library, but some of those games are getting pretty damn expensive. That's another thing. When you're going to get into some of those rare games they get real expensive.
Oh,
so the
definitely.
NES collection was way out of the question.
Exactly.
And then the Xbox now is starting to gain some traction. Those games are starting to go up. So
I know.
But ultimately, I talked myself out of it. I said, well, I like the way my game room looks, and I don't want to have to fill it full of games because I want a complete set.
Yeah.
So I'll let somebody else collect them all.
Yeah.
And we'll probably go after more of the only on Xbox stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for having us involved in this video, and we'll throw it back to you.
Retro Rivals, I could not have said it better myself. Do what makes you happy. There's no right way or wrong way when it comes to collecting. Or is there a right way?
What's up guys, this is Mr. Wright Way on the Retro Ghetto channel, and we're going to talk about collecting for video game sets. Now we know video games are really expensive nowadays, but you still can collect and complete a set. I would suggest to complete the Wii U. Now how do you complete the Wii U set? This is what I've done. I actually done it twice, well I think 3 times now, and I'm doing it again. So yes, the Wii U is the easiest set right now to collect for. It won't be in a couple years, but here's some tips. First off, have a goal in mind. Just like we said, we're gonna collect for the Wii U. So my goal is the Wii U. Perfect, right? Now, next we need to find out how many games in a set. Then next, this is the very important part. You want to get the heavy hitters out the way. And when I'm talking about heavy hitters, you want to get out the most expensive and hardest games to find first. Your set can be fully attainable if you get these heavy hitters out the way right now. And the last tip that I want to give you guys is just don't give up. Whatever you want to collect, just don't give up, guys, because these 4 tips, if you apply them to your game hunting and your collection life, you definitely can complete a whole set. This is Mr. Wright Way, and I hope these tips help you. Make sure to check me out on Mr. Wright Way on YouTube. And guys, make sure you take care of yourself and each other, and always remember to do it the right way. I want to Retro Ghetto. Man, I love this song. See y'all later, guys.
Retro Ghetto.
Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here, and wow, welcome back guys to another video, and this one is for my retro brother Callum, the Retro Ghetto, and he's asked for my thoughts and my opinions on complete set collecting. Now he's asked me on this because he knows that I've got a full UK Dreamcast PAL set, and that set kind of was a natural progression for me. I never felt that I was a complete set collector. Christ, I've always thought that I'm a gamer at heart, and the collecting side of it always came second. But over the years, I've become more of a collector, definitely. And a complete set collection, it was never on my agenda. I just wanted to buy everything that was Sega. I had no focus in those early years. If it had Sega on it, I bought it. The Sega Dreamcast is the only collection and console that I have original from back in the day that I bought on launch at midnight. So I've always delved into my Dreamcast, and I've got all my original games. But I've always added to them, because there was a time when the Dreamcast, when it died a death, it died a death. No one wanted the games. This is when I still had a lot of love for the Sega Dreamcast, so I was still buying them up. So before I got into real heavy Sega collecting, I had 70%, I would say, of the Dreamcast library. It's just over 200 titles, and the library is fantastic. There's not much filler, mostly killer on the Dreamcast. Guys, if you've not checked out my content, please go and give it a look, because I cover so much of my journey. It's a diary for me, and a journey for you guys to see how my collections have evolved. I'm now going for a full UK PAL Mega Drive set. 6 games off, guys. Video real soon on that. I think it's a progression. It's not for everyone having complete sets, and this is what's so great about this fantastic hobby, is we're all individual. We've all got our own opinions, and we've all got our ways of collecting in this fantastic, truly tremendous retro gaming hobby. I'm Sega Zombie, guys. Until the next time, peace out to the Retro Ghetto.
Wow, Dreamcast and Mega Drive. Mr. Zombie, that is a serious undertaking. Salute to you, my friend. Unlike some of us,
the Wii U is the easiest set right now to collect for. The Wii U is the easiest set right now to collect for. I actually done it twice. Well, I think 3 times now.
Retro Ghetto.
Thanks a ton for having us, Retro Ghetto. Whole set collecting. It's something that has never really been for us. Yeah. I don't envision a day where we'll ever go for a complete set. We've got a fairly small game room, and our collection's really just kind of all killer, no filler.
I've also never been interested in doing it because there's a lot of games for systems that I don't ever want to play, so why would I buy it? You know, I don't understand it, but the people that do it, I guess I kind of get it because it's a goal to work towards.
Yeah.
But I will say that we do subset collecting, and that's pretty cool. Like, we have a full collection of the Namco big box PS2 light guns, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we have all the Guitar Hero games on the PS2. Just small sets like that, but it's not really full set collecting.
Yeah, I mean, you get into that full set realm, and, you know, on N64, you got to get Monopoly, right? You got to get stuff like that, and it's like, no. And I love Monopoly just as much as the next guy, but, you know, you got to get all the old sports games and all that type of stuff, and
the shovelware. You know,
yeah.
It's just not for us, and I guess if you're one of those people that does like it, that's good for you, but just not for us.
To each their own.
Retro Ghetto.
What's going on, guys? My thoughts on collecting for full sets. My first thought is, just don't do it. I mean, seriously, stay away. See this right here? This is a full N64 collection. It took over my life. It was expensive. And a lot of the games I don't even love. And I love the Nintendo 64. But the thing about full set collecting is you're not collecting because you want to play the games most of the time. You're collecting because you have a goal in mind to get every game for a specific console or system or whatever it is. Okay, it could be toenail clippings. I don't know. But the point is, when you go for full sets, you have to start spending money on games that you honestly don't want to buy. And that's the biggest problem, I think, when it comes to it. For me, as I got into it, I was like, oh, that's cool. This game's great. And then there was a game where I'm like, I got to buy 25 sports games that I'm never going to play just so I can say I have every game. And as cool as it is to have every game on a specific console, I don't play 60%, 70% of the games that I collected because they're not games that I would normally buy. They're cool. It's cool to show off, but full set collecting, it's rough. And the thing is, it gets expensive. And so my tips and tricks for full set collecting are don't be in a hurry. Don't be like me. I'm impatient.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so next up we've got two professional video game resellers, and they've both got very different attitudes when it comes to video game collecting.
What's going on, Retro Ghetto? Phoenix Resale here. When it comes to full set collecting, while I get it, I definitely get the satisfaction of completing a set and also the desire to be able to choose any game out of a full console's library and play it at any time. It's really not for me. I say that because there are too many genres of games that I just don't personally enjoy. I don't love shooters, I don't really like sports games, I'm not a big horror game guy, so full set collecting doesn't really make sense to me. In addition, right now in our current collecting climate, it's just incredibly difficult. So for all of those reasons, I make lists of the specific games on each console that I do really want to collect. And when I check every game off that list, it feels like I have that a little bit of that completion satisfaction, but I don't actually go for full sets.
Retro Ghetto.
What up, peeps? You got Ryan and Cooper here from Double Jump Video Games. I enjoy going for complete collections. I do that for pretty much every console that I collect for, but I try to focus on one or two at a time. I enjoy collecting this way primarily because I don't have a lot of time to play games, but I still enjoy like dealing with video games. Obviously we do that here at the store every day, but we wouldn't have the store without being a collector first. So it's a fun way for me to enjoy video games and enjoy collecting without necessarily having the time to sit down and play everything at once. I don't think that playing video games has to be the only way that you can enjoy a collection. And just for me, the way that I like to collect is going for full sets because I always have something to look out for. I always have something to try to find or some sort of goal to complete. And once I complete a set, it's never done. There's always variants, there's console bundles, there's accessories, there's all sorts of stuff to go after. So in my opinion, if you're a completionist collector, your collection is never actually complete. Like, I've got a complete N64 set, but there's still plenty of N64 items that I'm looking for. So that's how I enjoy it.
So, I don't really go for complete sets. I only am doing one right now, and that's the Master System set. And that's mainly because it's, you know, it's achievable for me, and I really like the Master System growing up, so I don't mind having a full set of that. I've thought about doing other ones, but there's not many that I would actually do because there's just usually too many games, and it's like, I don't have the room for that. That way, they're not just sitting around forever, not being used. I just feel bad for them, you know. I have sympathy for the games. They're made to be played, you know. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts, I guess.
That's it from us.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so from a man that sell video games for a living to a man that's never sold anything. Except maybe his soul.
Have you lost your mind? A full set of games for a console? Do you realise how much money that's going to cost? Just think for a second, all them sports titles. There's no way you're going to play them games. Call yourself a gamer? You're just a games collector. You'll never do it anyway, mate. The same title on the PlayStation 1 is 40 times cheaper. You can't afford to get a full set of games. These good people of YouTube are just some of the comments I received when I made the announcement that I was going to go for a full set of Sega Dreamcast games. Now, full set collecting is 100% not for everybody, so you have to go in with your eyes open. First things first, think about the cost. Work out how many games there are, and there's loads of resources on the internet to tell you exactly how many games there are in a specific region, and then just say, well, if every game cost X amount, let's say £10, on the Dreamcast in the UK there are 216 games, so straight away I am going to have to pay £2,160 for that full set. Now, unfortunately, we know, guys, that they don't all cost £10 at all. In fact, there are games ranging from roughly £10, I think that's probably the cheapest Dreamcast game you can get, all the way up to £400 and £500 for a few titles. So you have to go in with your eyes open. Now, it kind of goes hand in hand with the cost aspect, but guys, look at the task in hand. I've chosen the Dreamcast for obvious reasons. One, the nostalgia, that's got to be first and foremost. Secondly, your love of the games themselves, or the console, will really help because it will spur you on to learn more about the console, connect with more people, and just have lots of fun playing the games you collect. But thirdly, and probably the biggest thing, is the task manageable? Not just from a financial aspect, but going for a full set of NES games. Are you concerned about the cardboard? Are you a cartridge collector? PS2, are you going to go for the full set of games? You know how many games there are on the PS2? PS3, wow, if you think there's fodder in the Dreamcast set, you want to have a look at that PS3 set, guys. Honestly, sit down, calculate it. Is it achievable? Work out, crunch some numbers, and then, only then, go for it. Because you know what? With all the negativity, with all the negative comments, with the cost, with the hunt, with the chase, we're game collectors. Of course we want a full set, and the likelihood is that most of you out there want more than a full set. So evaluate it, look at it, guys, but ultimately chase the dream, because the dream is to have a full set of your most nostalgic console. Guys, take the negativity and throw it out the window. Go for it. Set your sights on what you want and go grab it. It don't matter if it takes 10 years. You'll get there in the end. I beg you, accept the challenge.
Alright, full set collecting, I don't know how people do it. I'll just come out and say it right away. I can't do it. And not to say that I haven't tried. I have tried many times to do full set collections of the Genesis, of the Wii U, of the Sega Master System, of the NES. I've tried to full set collect these things, and I find myself, when I get to a certain point, I start feeling like I don't know why I'm doing this anymore. And that comes with, well, the further you get, and the further you get, the deeper you go, the more expensive these games are. And again, this is a personal thing. I respect everyone's full way that they like to collect. I think that's awesome. We all have our own ways. But for me, when I find myself not enjoying the payment or the thrill of the hunt anymore, because let's be real, the thrill of the hunt really comes in like the early to middle, maybe even middle end stages of collecting, because you can still find things out in the wild in different places. But when you get to the end of sets, you're more on eBay, you're more searching in different ways that you wouldn't really prefer. You're trading to get these things, but where big value, to where you're trading like an entire set of something else just to acquire like 1 or 2 or 3 items to finish off the set. So again, for me, I'll say it's definitely not my thing, definitely not for me. But again, that's really cool for those who have done it. And there's people I know who have done it for tons of sets. Wish I could, but it doesn't work with my ADD brain.
Okay, so I've got the unenviable task of giving my thoughts after so many great YouTubers have given so many great opinions. So what I'm going to do is just speak about my journey from a personal point of view. Did I love the Wii U? No. Was it my favourite system of all time? No. I entered into this purely because it was a collector goal. Ever since I was a young lad, I've been collecting football stickers, pogs, you name it, I've collected it. And the goal was always to get a full set. Now, as a collector, I've had a few things I wanted to tick off my list. I wanted a store display kiosk. I wanted an original Nintendo sign. I wanted a life-size figure. I wanted as many Super Nintendo games as I could get my hands on. And one of the goals I've not yet been able to achieve is to have a full set for one specific console. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try and convince you to do the same, because it makes no logical sense. Spending all that money on games you're not going to play is not something I can condone or tell you to do. But as a collector, I thoroughly enjoyed the journey. I've never felt closer to the community. I've had so many people reach out to me since I've been documenting my journey, saying, did you know that this person's selling this game? Do you still need this one? I found this, do you want it? Sending me links to eBay, sending me links to Facebook sales posts. So many people have been helping me out and reaching out and asking me how my journey's going. And I said at the start of this, did I love the Wii U? No. But as a result of what I've done, I now do. Wii U will forever be in my heart because of the journey that I've gone on with it and the people that I've made relationships with. It's just been a blessing. And I wouldn't change it. Even though I've wasted £140 on Phineas and Ferb and about £60 total on Barbie games. It's been worth it because of the fun I've had. It's also been able to help me focus as a collector. It's really given me goals and I enjoy that with my aspect of collecting. The only thing I can say to end is that to each to their own, but I've had an amazing time going for the full set. It's not for everybody. Do what makes you happy. And the last thing I want to say is a massive thank you to everybody that's taken the time to be a part of this video. Some of my favourite YouTubers that have taken their time to get involved and give their thoughts on this topic. It's very, very humbling. I'm very honoured to have them all on my channel. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. And what's left to say, right? Play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you all on the next one. Take care.
Retro Ghetto.